Hi, my name is Megan Hawkins, and I am with Song of Songs Ministry. And I just want to share something, that Jesus taught me, and a lot of what I had to go through to get it. And but I have it. It's absolutely amazing, and so I just want to share it with you. And so, a little bit of a backstory is my husband and I met 14 years ago, and I got in the car with him, and my heart leapt. It was before I knew Jesus, but I knew when I looked at him, I would follow him anywhere. And we spent 3 years together, and then we met Jesus, and man, I followed him, and we really ran hard and pursuing Jesus, and we poured our lives out. And one thing that we did do during that time is we sacrificed intimacy, and we didn't even really realize what we were doing. And 2 years ago, we fell. We fell hard. And like a dog returns to its vomit, that's what we did. And we knew we were eating vomit, though it was really hell on earth. And during this time, we really realized that we missed the mystery of marriage, and we ended up being separated for about 2 months, and Jesus brought us back while we were apart. And during those 2 months, my body, half of my body was completely broken. It was like severed because I wasn't with my husband, and Jesus makes us one. And so during that 2 months apart, nobody would help us unless it was what they thought was right. They tried to control us. We're like 48 years old. And I had people tell me do the right thing and leave Jesus out of it. I had people talk about some 3-strand thing to be able to get a divorce. People were telling us both to get a divorce. Nobody was telling us that Jesus could redeem and restore our marriage. Everyone had a human point of view, had human reasoning. And so Jesus hates divorce, but he gives it to us as a concession for our hard hearts. And if I have a hard heart towards somebody, especially my husband, I have it towards Jesus. And so I tell you all that to get to what I wanted to share with you. And our family was going through Hebrews, and we were coming up towards the end of it, and we were in Hebrews 13. And Hebrews 13:4 says, "Give honor to marriage and remain faithful to one another in marriage. God will surely judge people who are immoral and those who commit adultery." And so we were talking about this verse, and the word honor is valuable, most precious. Marriage, the ultimate expression of oneness here on this earth, and supreme, held in the highest regard. And so what it's saying is that, our relationship with Jesus is obviously supreme. It is far above any relationship we have here on earth. But he also gives us our relationship with our husband to mirror and reflect our relationship with him, to bring him the utmost glory here on this earth, oneness. And so, my husband and I, we have been going through the book of Song of Songs, and the book of Song of Songs shows us our supreme relationship with Jesus. And it's expressed in our supreme relationship of marriage on this earth. And this is the mystery of marriage. And so in Song of Songs 1:2, it says, "Kiss me and kiss me again, for your love is sweeter than wine." And so Jesus says in Ephesians to not be drunk on wine, but to be filled with the Holy Spirit. If we want to be constantly filled, we have to constantly consume. So he's like, constantly consume me. And so we're constantly consuming intimacy with Jesus. Jesus is intoxicating. I mean, our relationship with Jesus is far above any drug, any high, anything that we can possibly have on this earth. And we constantly want more of him. And so, is your love for your husband intoxicating? Like, I know that my husband and I have this, we get carried away in the spirit. And we're just staring at each other and we're holding each other and kissing and touching. And we never want to be away from each other, just like we never want to be away from Jesus. And so another one is Song of Songs 1:4, and it says, take me with you, come, let's run. The king has brought me into his bedroom. How happy we are for you, okay. We praise your love even more than wine. How right they are to adore you. And so we make love, and it's not just a physical act. We are bringing Jesus glory, and it's a way he allows us to experience his glory. It's the ultimate expression of being one with my husband in the physical. And obviously, making love is about giving. But the result is when we give, we get to receive, right? And so, do you long to give pleasure to your husband? Do you long to give and not take? And another part, it says, like it talks about, how we adore you. And so, do you adore your husbands? I know for me, I adore him from the top of his head to the tip of his toes. And I often, not every night, but most nights, I like give him like a body rub all the time. And I just sit there. And I remember I was sitting there and I was like rubbing his leg. And I was like, oh, this is my leg. Like, I love this leg. And I love his toes and I love his feet. And I love everything about him. I am enjoying everything about Jesus when I'm enjoying everything about my husband, physically, mentally, spiritually. He has a beautiful mind. His heart is beautiful. And so, my husband and I were talking a while back, and we were talking about how we were created for Jesus, right? To worship him. And even when Jesus created me, he had my husband in mind when he created me. And when he created my husband, he had me in mind, knowing that we would be together. And like, Jesus knows exactly what we need to live a godly life. And my husband is perfect for me, and I am perfect for him. And so the next thing is Song of Songs 1:7. And it says, tell me, my love, where are you leading your flock today? Where will you rest your sheep at noon? For why should I wander like a prostitute among your friends and their flocks? And so Ephesians 5:21-24, I'll paraphrase it, but it says, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Our husband is the head and of us, and Jesus is the head of the church. And so we should submit to our husbands in everything like we submit to Jesus in everything. And so if you say you are completely under Jesus' authority, then you submit to your husband in everything. Are you completely devoted to Jesus and your husband? Are you under your husband's authority? Do you submit to him in everything as you submit to Jesus in everything? And this is a tough one, because we'll rip off at the mouth and we'll say yes. But if we look at our life, we can see. And so in Song of Songs 2:6, it says, his left arm is under my head and his right arm embraces me. And so this is talking about security and stability. And in my situation, I am blessed to have a man who loves Jesus and is secure and stable in him. And I get to experience Jesus holding me while my husband is holding me in the physical. And it's beautiful. In Song of Songs 3:1, it says, one night as I lay in bed, I yearned for my lover. I yearned for him, but he did not come. And so we have this deep soul level longing for our husbands. And like, my love gets hotter and hotter doesn't dim over time, because our relationship with Jesus gets hotter and hotter and more over time. It doesn't diminish or, become complacent. And so, like an example I have of this is my husband will get up off the couch. I'll be like, "Where are you going?" And I'm like, "I'm going to the kitchen." And so I'll just watch him from where I'm sitting, and I just adore it. And I'm more in love with my husband now than I ever have been. It just keeps getting more and more. And so, ladies, I know you're thinking this is codependent, but it's not. We always want to be where Jesus is. My husband carries the presence of Jesus, and I get to experience it in the physical. I constantly want more and need more of him. And so this is spiritual dependency, not codependency. My husband and I are spiritually dependent. We're one. And so, just like Jesus, we are made to be in a relationship with Jesus, and we're made to be in a relationship with our husbands. We're one with Jesus and our husband. And Jesus relentlessly pursues us, right? And so now we relentlessly pursue him and his heart. And so do you relentlessly pursue your husband in his heart like you do Jesus's? And, I say all this, and I often lay my head down at night, and I go over my day, and I think about all the things that have happened, and I go, okay, can I say with a clear conscience that I gave everything today, that I poured my life out? And so I just want to leave you with a few things. I want you to really think about and look at your marriage and be honest in your evaluation of your relationship with Jesus. Is Jesus delighting in your marriage? Because if he is not, then he is not delighting in your life, because our marriage is a direct reflection of our relationship with Jesus. And so I just wanted to share this because I get to experience this Song of Songs relationship with my husband, and I thought about all of the women who aren't experiencing it, and it broke my heart. And then I thought of all the men that aren't getting to experience it because their wives won't let them. And so I just wanted to share one of my vows with you. My husband and I renewed our vows back in June, and it was so awesome and perfect. But one of my vows was, you are a song of songs. You are the most valuable, precious thing I have ever had on this earth, and it will never be taken from me. I will fight with my life to never have it be taken from me. And so, ladies, I hope this pierces your heart. I hope this changes everything. And thank you for listening.